We are standing here in the village. It's Mark Janas over there. Marky, hi.
Hello.
And he's showing me the cemetery. It's an old Jewish cemetery from 1805 to 1829. The Spanish and Portuguese synagogue in the city of New York.
What I'm always astounded about, and especially, is no matter the season out here, if it's fall or winter or spring, like it is now, you turn around and it's full of color or interest in green and blue and all these amazing colors. And then you turn back, and this is the grayest, darkest, most ravenly spot.
Solemn.
Look how cold and kind of
Right.
lifeless it is.
Fascinating.
But people can't.
It's such a tiny little cemetery.
There's one more thing of interest just next door, if I
Okay, sure.
remember right. Just next door to the Jewish cemetery, a famous composer lived. Look up there. Right on this plaque. Charles Ives.
You're kidding.
Really the father of bitonality in classical music in a certain way, and an American genius, an insurance salesman or something like that, who wrote music on the side, but has gone down in history. Bernstein immortalized him in his lectures.
Right.
He wrote some very interesting pieces. So anyway, he lived here. I think he lived in this apartment. And Eleanor Roosevelt lived on the street somewhere. I'm not sure on this block or the next door to that. She was right over here too somewhere. You know, there's a famous story about Bernstein and Eleanor. He gets invited to Eleanor Roosevelt's for a dinner, a fancy dinner. She had a railroad flat on one of these buildings on 10th or 11th right here in the village, somewhere nearby. And so all the rooms were lined up in a row, the main rooms, you know, the sitting room, the parlor, all that, dining room. The only way she could serve her guests is that she would put a huge table all the way up the center of all those rooms. And she had a seating for about 50 people. Bernstein was the last to arrive. So he had to introduce himself to every person, and he was sitting at the opposite end. So he went down, hello, I'm Leonard Bernstein. Hello, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Leonard Bernstein. All the way down. And he sits down right across from an Arabian princess. And somehow Lenny chose a very quiet moment to say in a very loud voice, well, you know, princess, I'd always wished I'd been born an Arab, which silenced the room. At which point she could only reply, well, you know, Mr. Bernstein, I always wish I'd been born a Jew. And the conversation continued, and Lenny was constantly getting up going, oh, Mrs. Roosevelt, can I help you serve the beans? Oh, Mrs. Roosevelt, can I help you pour the wine? And finally she'd had enough. She said, no, Lenny, sit down. Everyone knows you're here.
Everyone knows you're here.
Everyone knows you're here.
Sit.